So we're going to go ahead and jump in here and show you really what you want to be thinking about when you're either prospecting into an account or you're getting ready for a demonstration and that pre-call research. So these are key things as you're going ahead and really trying to navigate a complex sale. And really, when you think about a complex sale, is all about really multiple people that you're selling to. There's a politics of it that it's multiple departments, and each of these people have their own agenda. They have different wants and needs, and you need to really address these as you go through the sales process to come out the other side and win the business. So this is in our Salesforce account, so we're going to get into this concept of the white space on another video. But really think about the Salesforce opportunity page as a place that you can really collaborate with your team around opportunities. You should really have the flexibility to put any field that you want within this whiteboard. And these are really areas that I like to call it a whiteboard because it starts out like this. There's a lot of white space. And as I move through the sale process from that initial prospecting call or that initial discovery call, the white space starts to get filled in. So this is how we've set ours up. You want to make sure you have flexibility. At the end of the day, if a rep needs to track something, if they come to you and say, hey, I'd really like a field to track brokers, whatever it is, you should be able to add it. And that's really how we've created these whiteboards. It was a collaboration of our teams. So we'll get into more specifics on how you create these, but specifically we're going to tie in today to that idea of we've created this opportunity and we need to learn more about the account. So one of the things that we do within the Salesforce is really leverage other applications to go ahead and really help us get more information, collaborate on an account. So one of those is Google Docs. And again, this will be another one we'll touch on in more detail, but to give you just a quick high-level overview, the Google Docs allow you to do different things with prospecting into an account that you may not be able to do in other applications. And the other one is Evernote. So that's going to be the real focus today. Evernote is an amazing application. I think when you see the next 15 minutes and how you can tie it into your own sales game plan, you will see it will transform the way that you do business. So let's check that out. So this account right here is just a mock account. What we're going to do, because this is about Evernote, I'm a big fan. Let's go ahead and pretend in this scenario that we are trying to go ahead and prospect into Evernote. So Evernote is a Bay Area company. They got about 700 or 800 employees. Perfect fit for the solutions that my company offers. So we're in the human capital management space, and let's just play an example that I'm out prospecting and I want to go ahead and prospect in this account. So let's start off on their webpage. Now, when you're on the company's webpage, you're always looking for information that you can go ahead and further your sale, right? Now, when you get on site or you're trying to align with a CEO or the person that may be the head of that department, a CFO, building that immediate rapport really takes an understanding of their account, of their company, of their culture. And you're not going to get very far if your first things are talking about the weather or how did the 49ers do. I mean, that's good small talk, but at the end of the day, you want to use things like I was looking at your CEO's blog, and it looks like you guys just launched a new platform. That must, what was that like? Or I saw that there was a merger between you and XYZ. How's that been affecting your organization? So those are the sort of things that are going to be more open-ended questions that are going to allow you to build the rapport. And it takes this pre-call research that's going to allow you to go ahead and have those great conversations, right? But the problem is we go onto the website, we do all this. How do you remember it? How do you keep it organized? And there's no really one great spot or CRM that I know of that is going to go ahead and help you. So it's really a combination of a few tools here. So let's check it out. The first thing I do when I'm on the company site, I mean, of course, they've got all the stuff that they're trying to sell us and get into that. But usually at the bottom of the page, underneath all the fluff, are the areas that we really want to understand. I mean, it's good to know what's their what are the products that they're selling, what's the market, things like that. But especially there's things that we want to understand about the company. So this would be their, if they're going to give a paragraph, we should know it. So Evernote builds apps and products that are defining the way individuals and teams work today. Well, this is perfect because I'm going to show you why this app totally kicks ass, and it will go ahead and help you in your sales efforts. So first thing, here's one piece of information. I'd love to grab that, but how do you put that in Salesforce, right? At the end of the day. So what Evernote has is they have this little bolt-on, right? So I'm in Google Chrome. If I go ahead and tick this, it's going to allow me to go ahead and grab this piece of information that I want to categorize. And it allows me to do a couple things. I could just grab this article, right, about Evernote, right? That looks pretty cool. That's about the amount I want. I could grab a screenshot, right? So this allows me to do the same thing, like so. This takes the snap, and it's grabbed. I can add an annotation here. So I love that, where you can come in and put, you could put a note or arrows or different things on it. So now it's, where do we want to save this? We're going to get into the Evernote app. I'll show you how it works. But these are essentially folders that I have within my Evernote. And I can search for the folder, which I've created a folder called Evernote. So that's just a folder. It's in a working deals. So I've got it set up so you've got your working deals, and within that you have subfolders of all the accounts that you're really trying to grab pieces of information and keep it organized. So I'm going to pop that into my account Evernote, and I could put a tag that is company info. Okay, and I save it. So now I'm on my way. I got a little bit of information. I'm going to go to their career page, see if there's anything interesting there. Life at Evernote. Sometimes this can help you really understand the company culture. So again, that may be something that I want to grab. And I'm going to bring this, oops. I'm going to grab this here. Again, I'm going to go ahead and pop it into my Evernote folder. And I'm going to save that onto the next piece of information, which, there's a ton of stuff that on a company's website, which you really want to go to is something that's going to go ahead and give us some information about their management team. So let's see if we can find anything here. We got careers, legal, terms, security, API, contact, products. Let's go to about us again. Okay, well here we got some stuff. If we go into the team, this is really what you want to find out, right? At the end of the day, all of these people right here, or not all of them, but there's going to be a certain amount of those people that you're going to want to align to and start to build your org chart that's going to help you understand the company as you go into the sale. So here's another example. I want to grab that, and I'm going to, let's see. Grab this here, and I'll snap that. I'm going to put it into our folder again. And I'm going to save that. I could tag it if I want. Okay, so now you can get the idea. I mean, there's other things that you want to do in here. Blogs are great. So they have a blog that's in there. Those are easy to find on the company website that you can learn more about key things that have happened. And that would be right here on there. So a blog is definitely an area that can help you. So let's see if there's anything here that's interesting. Creative director. Okay, so maybe some things that that under news, let's see if there's anything that they've announced. Well, we'll just go ahead and we're going to clip that article. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that in to my account. And I'll save that. So next thing I will do is I want to go back, and now I'm going to go to my second area that I really am going to dig in and find out more information. So in my space, we are in human capital management. So those are things like talent management, HR, payroll, timekeeping. So those are the people that I want to go ahead and think about on here. So really the key contacts in my space that I'd want to check out would be Bethany, a CFO, a CEO, obviously starting from the top down. So the next area that I'm going to go in my discovery is I'll put that in there. And usually when I'm doing LinkedIn, I'll go ahead and do it from a Google search. I find out who that person is here, and I'm able to drop in. So now you'll see in here that when you're on LinkedIn, it actually has a pretty cool area where we'll save the LinkedIn profile. I really like that because it's, specifically tied to giving you just a nice summary from the LinkedIn. So now I'm going to go back, pull up my account from the folder. I'm going to go ahead and add a tag, and I'll put in LinkedIn, and I'm going to save that. So from here, obviously I can go ahead and connect. I'm going to put I love the Evernote applications. Okay, send the invitation. So whatever it is that you want to put in there, now we've connected and we're kind of going through that. So again, we found that person that could be interesting for us to connect to. If we go back and we pull up one more, maybe the CEO, let's put one more person in there as we're building out our org chart here. Again, I'll go over to here and put in LinkedIn. This brings up all the Chris O'Neills, and I'm going to scan down see if I can find him here. So there we go, CEO at Evernote. Okay, so let's go in and grab his profile as well. And I'm going to add the LinkedIn. I'm going to put it into our special folder specifically for this account. I'm going to add a tag. This is a LinkedIn profile, and I'm going to save that. Probably connect with Chris as well. So now we're to the place that we've got a couple folks in the system. The way that we would go through this now is we also use Zoom, and Zoom is basically a lead provider where they have the huge lists of leads. So in this example here, I can come into now this application to do a little bit more research and find other people that I'm going to want to find. So if I come in here and I pull up Evernote, and now I'm seeing more people that I may want to align with as I'm prospecting back in. Obviously, advantage of this type of tool is it gives me more information like email addresses that I can reach out. So now I'm in here, and let's say that I want to find folks that are in HR, right? So now I've got a lot of folks. There's Bethany, and she's a little bit of a different title than I saw on LinkedIn. So she's Vice President of Talent Management. So that's interesting. I definitely would want to note that. I also see a VP of Human Resources, right? And so I can go back in, find her in LinkedIn, and you guys get the idea. But if you think about it right now, think of all these people that are here that potentially you could be meeting as you go through this complex sale. Remember, these complex sales, there's going to be many different teams, divisions that come to the table. Bethany is in the talent management area. That's going to be kind of recruitment and managing performance and potentially learning at her organization, right? Where you have an HR person, you're going to have a payroll person. So you have a lot of people and teams that could potentially be coming into this opportunity, and understanding each of them is going to be pretty important. So now I'm going to go into save this page. And I can, again, come in here. And this is just the snapshot tool, but I can grab different pieces like the whole page. I could put, again, notes on there that help me remember it. And I'll pull up the special folder here. And I may tag this Zoom list. And I will save that. So a lot you can do with that annotation tool to be able to put notes directly on the page. But the beauty of what we're doing here is we're organizing all of this research, whether it be trying to prospect like we're doing in this example, into Evernote, right? We want to go ahead and now go to the task of potentially emailing her. We did a LinkedIn with Bethany. She may accept the LinkedIn. I want to be able to come to that conversation with an understanding of what their company does and try to go ahead and see if there's any interest for any of our products. If I'm going into a demo, the same idea would be there, where you want to come into the demonstration understanding their company, knowing their org chart. So I take all of this information, and let's go back to the actual Evernote application, and I'll show you how all that gets organized back in there. So I use these up at the top of the screen here to go ahead and organize different things. This is Sales Cloud University. So again, subscribe, check it out. This is awesome stuff that I think we're constantly experimenting with different things to do, different applications. So go ahead and subscribe. And you guys will see more cool content like we're sharing here. So now I'm in Evernote, right? And if you go down to the different folders and notebooks that we had, I mentioned that I've got a notebook started here that has the working deals. And this is going to list all the accounts that you're trying to penetrate, trying to white space, get more information on. Well, here's Evernote, right? I could star it and I can get in there. But now I pull up and there's all of the pre-call research that we've done over the last 15 minutes from being able to find these things that I'm able to do this in 15 minutes. And the reality is I may go into a demonstration 6 weeks later, 12 weeks later, and to be able to have all of this, there's no way that I could have organized this in my CRM. We use Salesforce, which I love. We're going to do a ton of Salesforce videos, tips, and tricks, but it just doesn't have the ability to do this, right? I mean, the perfect company would be able to take Evernote and Salesforce and combine them together, because Evernote is the best note-taking. It's the best application to really grab content, put it into one spot so it's easy to find. So what I'm showing you here is how do you incorporate this and really make it work within both applications. So I've got all this great content. I can search on it. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go ahead and link this up with Salesforce. So what I did is I go into the folder that I have, and what I can do there is I can create a public link. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to copy this link. And now I'm going to go back out to my opportunity page, and I'm going to go ahead and paste this link into Salesforce. So these are all the things that are kind of external, and they're all free applications, right? So I've got one of them that's my Google Discovery Notes that I can share with a solution specialist. We can come up with questions, parking lot items. It's a shared doc. Again, we'll get into Google Docs and how that will really propel you. I've got a link for my external proposable tool. And then I've also got a link for this key players. So that concept that once I start getting in there, the key players, are the people in the customer's organization that are in the white spaces of the org chart. So these reflect people you should get to know, since they may be important influencers in the sales process. You want to specify their in their organization, indicate whether you have met them or not, and you want to say what their interests and motivations are. So that's kind of what we've gone through. We've gone through this exercise of getting data. I take all of this, put it back within my Google Doc, and I start to come in and do my org chart. So we'll jump back at this so you can see more of how you do that, but we want to focus on this Evernote piece. So the next thing I'm going to go over within this Evernote application is the mobile. And this is this is just such a game changer. It's made a huge difference for us in what we do. So we're going to transition here to mobile and go through an exercise with the example we've got in the meeting. We're going into the demo, And we have all that information that we need to go ahead and capture during that demo. And how can you use your mobile to do it quickly, efficiently, so you can grab all that great information that can help you really strategize and win the business. So now we're into the mobile experience, and mobile is really where it's at. There's so many features on this that's going to go ahead and help you either when you're getting ready for your demo, when you're about to walk into a prospect. To have that information at the tip of your fingers is huge, because again, it goes back to if you can really be insightful to that company, to that person that you're in front of, you're putting yourself in a much better opportunity to go ahead and progress in the sale. So let's check out a couple things. So one of them is the Salesforce app. So I'm in the Salesforce app here, and let me go ahead and pull up the opportunity that we were on earlier. So I love the app because it gives me the opportunity to use my CRM. So if you're a Salesforce user, I use this all the time. But there's certain things that at the end of the day, I grab a lot of stuff on what we again call the whiteboard, and I'm able to reference it when I'm on site with the client. Could be in the waiting room where I'm just freshening up on some of the key things that I'm going to be thinking about when I go into it. And here's our link. So now we're kind of getting outside of Salesforce into those things that we leverage to really gain a better understanding and be able to better capture that information within an account. So the next thing I did was all that information that we captured via Evernote through Salesforce. Now we're able to go ahead and check this out. So let me zoom in a little bit here, and this information. So maybe I've got a meeting with Chris, right? So we see his information. I'm able to go ahead and check that out. Or I've got Bethany. So we saw that when we go ahead and we snip this page, it took it right from the LinkedIn profile. So I love that feature. So let's go ahead and this is my daughter McKenna. So some of the ins and outs of trying to do a video blog. Say hi, McKenna.
Hi.
All right, why don't you give me a few more minutes while I finish up?
Daddy, what I want to say.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and check out the Evernote app, right? So we're able to see those notes that are in there. So now, let's look at the actual capturing some of the key information from coming through the demo. So getting into the app, I'll show you a couple of the things that I love with the application. So one of them is we can find all of those notes. So we saw it through the Salesforce, you can get to it that way. The other way is the notebook. So if I go in here and look up my Evernote account, there are the 7 notes that are there. So again, a little bit of an easier interface through here. I can grab information about the prospect. So let's look at some other things that are really useful as you're in the demo. So you will love this. I'm going to the Salesforce convention tomorrow, Dreamforce, and everyone's there where you meet a lot of people, you get a lot of business cards. Same example, you come out of a demo and you've got 8 business cards, right? You got to enter all that stuff into your CRM. Chances are it doesn't happen. You get back, you're shuffling through your backpack, you're like, oh my gosh, where's that business card for the CFO? I can't remember his name. I don't have his email, and that sets you back, right? So let me show you this. You'll love it, and it's this ability to use the camera feature, and I will show you how this works. So what it does is it will grab that note, and you can see it doing its thinking right now. And what it does is it'll grab the picture of the note, and it parsed all the information from my business card, and it saved it in a folder called business cards. So if I've shown you anything that you said, well, that's kind of cool, you have to admit that this is totally badass. I mean, the amount of time that it saves you now when you go in and you have to search your contacts, and you think about if you're doing business over the course of 10 years, all that information, being able to save it, being able to search it through this is amazing. I love that feature. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to save that one. And I'll just put done there. So the next thing that I love within this application is the texting. And specifically, you can put notes in here. You can do voice memos. So sometimes I'll do this if I'm driving and there's something I have to remember. I'll hit the voice memo and I could speak it into it. But this is pretty cool. So let's say I'm into the presentation and I'm in my car and I'm coming out of there and there's just things that I didn't have a chance to write down. I can come in and use the voice to text. So check this out. I'm hitting the speaker on my iPhone and you can see it texting. So it would go something like this. Just finished with the demo with Evernote, 1 p.m. on Friday, the 29th. Met several key people in the demonstration, including Paul Frank, the CFO. He really liked the idea that we can do an integration to Active Directory. I need to go ahead and send him that information from the data sheet. Also, Peggy loved our LMS, the concept of performance tuning with coaching and bringing in the learning videos was huge for them. Follow up with her and give her a call tomorrow. So it got most of it. There's probably a few things in there it didn't get, but think about how long it would have taken me to write that, right? So the ability to come in here now and now move it into the Evernote book, right? Now I've got it in the right spot, it's moved in, and I've got a summary of my demo of anything that I have to remember. It took me 2 seconds. You know, what I find is salespeople, they get moving on to the next opportunity and the next, and it's this key information, these small pieces of clues that we gather in a demo that really allow us to move forward in the presentation. So I love this speech to text feature. I hate typing. I love talking. So to put the talk right into typing, love it. Awesome, awesome area there. So I'm going to save this. Let's see. So the other one that I wanted to talk about was places. So here you've done all these notes. You've bought into this concept that you're going to grab pieces of information when you're on the road, you're traveling, you see a company that you want to prospect into, and you take a picture, right? You're driving down the street like, oh, didn't think about that company. It looks like it'd be right in my target market. I'm going to snap a picture of it. So what the application will do is it'll show you where all the notes are that you've taken that are in that area. So obviously in San Francisco, that's where I'm from, I have 120 notes, right? So sometimes you're like, I don't know where I took that note, but there was a key piece of information and I just was wondering what it was. And so then you go to your map and you could see, well, that must have been when I was, out there, going ahead and doing something or prospect or whatever it is. So killer way to go ahead and organize everything. I mean, imagine being in Napa Valley, taking a shot of your favorite wine bottle. You're thinking, I wonder which wine that was. Boom, you go in there. There's Napa Valley on the map. You drill into it, and there is the note that you got in there from that place. So another amazing feature with the application. This is all free, and at the end of the day, this all ties back into what we're doing in Salesforce. Because we're saving all of that in the account page. So if I'm going through and reviewing a deal with a rep, I've got all the key players for the Google Doc. I've got my proposal, which is our kind of quoting tool. I've got a discovery notes that are in there. And then I got my Evernote, where with one click, I can see all of that data that has synced over. So all of this gives me the ability 3 minutes ago to get all of this information, again, to go ahead and put me in the best possible position to really strategize my sale. So we've got a ton more videos coming. Subscribe. I think you guys will love the content. We're doing some amazing creative things to go ahead and really move our business forward, and I'm excited to share those. Go ahead and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. If you want to contribute, go ahead and email me. Love to talk with you about doing a video or coming in and doing an interview. But this site is all about collaborating and bringing sales professionals together to share ideas. So Sales Cloud University, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks and have a great day. Happy selling.